Hi, in this lesson we discuss basic differentiation. Now this is the formula for differentiation. If y is equal to ax to the power of n, then dy dx is an x to the power of n minus 1, where a is a constant and n is a rational number. A here can be any number, and n here can be a whole number or can be a fraction. That's the meaning of rational number. So in differentiating, we bring the n down to multiply with the a, and we reduce the power of n by 1. Now let's see how we can apply this formula to the questions we have here. Starting with the first question, we are asked to differentiate the following with respect to x. There are three ways to write down the question or to show our working. So for part A, we can write this way: d dx, and write the expression here that we have to differentiate, and then we start our differentiation. We bring the 2 down to multiply with the 5. That will give us 10x to the power 1, because we have to reduce the power of the x here by 1. 2 minus 1 will give us 1. So here we have 8x. When differentiated, will give us 8. The x disappear. Any constant term will also disappear on differentiating. So this is the answer for part A. Another way we can write this question and show our working is to do it this way. We can say let y equal to 5x squared minus 8x plus 3. Then we write dy dx and start our differentiation. A third way we can write down the answer is to do it this way. Let fx equal to this function and then to differentiate. When we differentiate, we have to write it this way: f prime x, to show that this is the differential of this function here. So as you can see, there are three different ways we can write down our working. So let's go on to the second question, part B. Let's write it down in this second manner. We let y equal to 7 over 2x4 plus 5. We can rewrite this by bringing x squared up to the numerator, so that it becomes x negative 2. If the power is positive 2, when you bring it up, it becomes negative 2. Similarly, we can bring the x4 to the top. to the numerator. Then it will become minus 2, 3 x to the power negative 4. A common mistake made by students is to bring the 3 up as well. So remember, when you are bringing the x4 up, the 3 must be left in the denominator. So now we can differentiate this expression and write dy dx equal to, now we bring the 4 down to multiply with the constant term in front. That will give us 4 multiplied by 7 over 2 x, and we reduce the power here by 1. That will give us cube. Similarly, the negative 2 can be brought down to multiply by the plus 5, which will give us minus 10 x. Minus 2, when you minus 1 more, you get minus 3. Now the minus 4 can be brought down to multiply by the negative 2/3. So you get minus multiplied by minus will give you plus 4 multiplied by 2/3. And the x term here will be x to the power of negative 5, because we have minus 4 minus 1, so that will give us x to the power of minus 5. Now let's simplify our answer here. The 4, when cancelled with the 2, will give us 2. So 2 times 7 will give us 14 x cubed. And here we can rewrite this with the x negative 3. When we bring this down to the denominator, we'll have 10 over x cubed. So when it is negative in the numerator and it brought down to the denominator, you have to change the sign. Again here we have 4 times 2. That will give us 8 over 3. And the x negative 5 we bring down to the denominator. We'll have 3x to the power of 5. So this is the answer for the part B. Now let's look at part C. For part C, we can rewrite this into another form that make it easier to differentiate. Again, the x cubed in the denominator can be brought up to give us 7 over 2 x negative 3, and the square root x means x to the power of half. When you bring it up to the numerator with the 2, what you get will be 2x negative half. Because the power of x here is positive half in the denominator, when you bring it up to the numerator, it becomes negative half. And the negative 8 is here. So again, we can write this in this form first. Let y equal to 7 over 2 x negative 3 plus 2x negative half minus 8. Now we can differentiate it. Dy dx equal to, bring the negative 3 down to multiply with the constant term in front. That will give us 3 times negative 3 times 7 will give us negative 21 over 2 x, and minus 1 from the power here will give us negative 4. And the negative half bring down to multiply with the positive 2 will give us minus 1 x. When we subtract 1 from the power of negative half, we get negative 1.5 or minus 3 over 2. The constant term minus 8 will disappear when differentiated. So now let's rewrite our answer with x negative 4 bringing it down to the denominator. So we have minus 21 over 2x4. Similarly, this can be brought down to the denominator to give us minus 1 over x to the power of 3 over 2. So that's the answer for part C. Now for part D, again this can be simplified before differentiating. This can be split up to give us x squared over x to the power half plus x divided by x to the power half plus 4 over x to the power half. Now remember that square root x is x to the power of half. This can further be simplified to give us x 2 subtract half. That's one of the rule of indices, that when you are dividing like terms, you subtract the powers. So 2 minus 1.5 is 1. No, 2 minus half is 1.5, or in other words is x to the power of 3 over 2. And here we have x1 divided by x half. That will give us x half, because 1 minus half is half. And again here, the x to the power half can be brought up to the top to give us 4 x negative half. So this is the expression we have to differentiate. Now let's write it down here, part D. We can write it in this way, differentiating d dx, and write the expression inside the bracket here, x 3 over 2 plus x half plus 4x to the power of negative half. Now when we differentiate this, we'll get, bringing the power down, no number in front of the x here means it is 1. So 3 over 2 times 1 will give you 3 over 2. X Subtracting 1 from the power here will give us half. Bringing down the half, we'll have half x negative half, and bringing down the negative half to multiply with the 4 will give us negative 2 x. Subtracting 1 from the negative half give us minus 3 over 2. Now let's rewrite the answer in terms of square root. So this can be written as 3 over 2 square root x. Now here the power is negative half, so that means we can bring the square root x to be with the denominator here. So we have 1 over 2 root x. Again, the power here is negative, so it can be written as minus 2. The denominator in the power is 2, that means it is square root x, and the numerator in this power here is 3, that means it is x cubed. So this whole thing is brought down to the denominator, but remember not to bring down the 2 as well. The 2 remains in the numerator. So this is the answer for part D.